Taking a look here at the defense. Coming out from the side of Faze, it is going to be too easy here on the Roadhog, as Slasher was just mentioning as far as recent Faze setups go. Shadowburn will be on the Genji. Raucous will be on the Ana. Factor Fiction on Reinhardt, Grego on the Lucio, and Forsaken on the Zarya. So a pretty standard lineup coming out here from Faze. Not too many teams would want to run the defensive Genji here, but when that Genji is Shadowburn, I think Faze is willing to take their chances.
He's one of the few players in the scene that I think it's always a good idea to put him on Genji. That's how dominant his performance on that hero is. So on the offense, as Slasher had mentioned, their double support is going to be Rolf and Adam in Zarya and Ana, respectively. Kai back on a Winston. Short4 is going to play an offensive Genji, so we will have a Genji v Genji battle. Rib and Mendo will round it out on both Reinhardt and Zarya.
Alright, and this is a case where a lot of times in the past when we saw the C9 roster, we might have seen Mendo on the Hanzo, but no Hanzo shenanigans coming out here, just a little bit more standard from the side of C9. Instead, Mendo taking up the Zarya mantle, where, again, you don't usually see Mendo play this as much, at least on the comp end of things. I certainly will stream it, of course, you play a bit of everything. So, just see how Mendo Zarya works out here, as C9 right now not doing anything crazy, just pushing up the cart and looking for positioning.
I think one of the reasons that you see Mendo and Kai on the tanks that they're on is the Shadowburn factor. You need those beam tanks to be able to actually get damage onto Shadowburn. His deflect timing is so well orchestrated.
Take a look at Share4 right now. Share4 butting up with Kai, Genji, Winston dive-ins, of course, pretty darn strong. And take a look at Too Easy, Discord or bottom. Share4 very comfortable going to the backline with Kai. Raucous barely able to get away. And while that's going on, 2 kills come out here from the side of Faze. So it's not the worst opening from C9, but they are a little bit off the mark. They get punished as a result, and now they're going to have to back out and regroup. And unfortunately, it does mean they're going to have to be facing Shadowburn's Blade on the next push.
Threw away an Earth Shatter pretty early. Rib didn't get anything out of it, and then he died immediately after. However, they did end up baiting out an Ana ultimate at the very least to kind of keep that economy in check.
So, right now, we do see C9 setting up once more. They will have the Transcendence. Wolf able to build that pretty quickly. It's going to be Transcendence versus Sound Barrier. And both teams are going to have a Dragon Blade, so pretty even on the ult economy side of things. We'll just have to see which comes out on top here in just a moment. But here we go. Share4 will get the Nano Boost to go along with it. Diving to the backline. Getting a little bit stymied, though. Does finally take out Grego, but Sound Barrier limits him to just one. While that's going on, Shadowburn in the backline himself takes down Adam, so both sides trying out supports, but it's going to be Faze. A little bit more momentum in this fight right now. C9 getting poked down, and it's looking like it will be a Faze hold.
I mentioned a little bit yesterday about how good Grego has been just using these sound barriers. It comes in, he doesn't get picked really early by the aggressive dive. Shore4 able to get the sound barrier off, and that's largely why that Dragon Blade was ineffective and somewhat negated. He has not had a moment or an ability out of place in the entire 2 days of this tournament so far. Grego's playing great on his Lucio, as we come to expect from him.
It's a case where even though Grego ended up dying there, Grego, of course, knows what Share4 is looking for, was able to just run him around for a long enough period of time that the damage really was mitigated, despite all that ultimate power being thrown into him. Now, though, taking a look here, C9, Grouton Surge going to be coming in from Mendo, pulls into all sorts of close quarters combat going in here, but again, it's Factor Fiction dropping the Earth Shatter, takes down Share4 early on. That damage threat is down, and here comes the Dragon Blade. Shadowburn moving to the back, grabs Wolf, looking for more, just diving on the support. Zen and Ana both being taken out by Shadowburn, and that's really all Faze needs to hold for one more push. And you take a look at it, C9 will be down to their last push in just a moment here.
Their last push will be a pretty decent one at the very least. They should be able to combo this. They're running in right now feeling like they have a decent advantage. They have 4 on the card. They're really going to try to get Shore4 and Adam working together. Adam's still about 10% away from the boost, but this is their last good push. Mendo gets slept, but there's not the cleanup available there. The hook comes in too late to grab him, but Shadowburn taking down Kai is going to give him mostly free reign, not having to worry about that Winston. Now the tanks are going down.
All right, well, here comes Dragon Blade and the Nano Boost. Share4 not wasting any time, takes down 1, grabs 2. Share4 on the assault, ends up with a triple kill, and C9 finally able to break through this Faze defense. They still have to deal Factor Fiction, but they have the number advantage, and they're in a good position now to finish this out. Now, that being said, if Faze can keep stalling things out the way they are right now, it might buy them time for a second wind. Forsaken has Graviton, and this might not be over yet, Dex.
They just got a couple really nice kills, though, taking down Shadowburn, and then Grego peaked a little bit too early, ended up getting hooked and taken out, so they do clean it up, and now they're in a tough position because they're not going to be able to set up any sort of defense for this shuttle phase if they continue to get chased down, which is exactly what's happening.
I'm not sure I like that there, just coming out from Faze. I feel like they had the opportunity to maybe go for a 33% chance to end the game there or something. Then they backed out, but they didn't fully back out. They ended up getting picked anyways. The only upside about that, I guess, is that they didn't throw a Graviton after nothing, but that was just a little bit weird shot calling coming from Faze. I mean, if you want to fully set up in hangar, set up in hangar. If you want to go for the last moment defense, go for the last moment defense. Don't do the weird in-between thing where you get the worst of both worlds.
Hangar's essentially 2 phases anyway, and they've already completed the first half, so there's not going to be a real high ground defense unless they get a good team wipe and are able to set it up. This progress they've already made is enormous.
Well, here comes Graviton to the back, and you see the threat that Ana presents to teams where Forsaken just willing to throw the Graviton on the Ana in the back. And meanwhile, what's going on? Shadowburn has the Dragon Blade up and ready. Won't get as much for it as he wants. Grabs Shadowburn, not much else, and again, you look at who's on the card, it's Factor Fiction, drops the Earth Shatter, knocks down 2. It's going to be Faze holding on off of this, and I gotta say, a lot of the big plays from Faze thus far on Gibraltar here have been coming out of Factor Fiction. His Reinhardt play has been remarkably solid.
He does get a little bit over-eager there, taken out from the Discord. They're trying to equalize here and clean it up. A nice long-range shot from Too Easy on his right-click takes down Wolf, so that should slow down the aggression as well. Ultimates are somewhat even, both teams with an Ana up, but Shore4 has the Dragon Blade ready, and Shadowburn not going to have it for quite a bit.
You say that about Shadowburn and not having Ray for quite a bit, but every now, you gotta remember, it is still
That's
Shadowburn.
Fair point.
It's one of those things where Shadowburn very much comfortable in getting Dragon Blades up quickly, but here comes Shore4 going to the back, goes immediately on the Ana, going for the extra support kill, will take down Forsaken and Grego. It's a quick 3k here for Shore4. And once more, Shore4 opening the way here for C9. And it's honestly, it's good to see Shore4 more on Genji again. It's not that his McCree isn't phenomenal, it certainly is, but Shore4 is a unique class of player that really can do it all, and when you need a Genji, he's definitely one of the better Genjis you can have in your pocket.
Unique class is absolutely correct, as he can play every single one of those DPS. A lot of times right now you have a hit scan specialist and a projectile specialist. Shore4 does absolutely everything. He's in that same class with kind of Mendo and Tavik in that way.
Alright, C9, they still have a lot of momentum going forward here. Shadowburn will have a Dragon Blade in just months, so here's the key for C9. If they can deal with this Dragon Blade Sound Barrier combo that's coming out from Faze in a moment, they might be able to finish the map outright. They do have some of the tools for it, they have a Transcendence, but it's always difficult when up against Shadowburn in a situation like this. Either way, and oh my goodness, Mendo takes out Shadowburn early, they're not going to have that, and C9 moving in for the kill. Shore4 will get knocked to the ground off the... Oh no! That is...
It's one way.
That is one way to deal with the Dragon Blading Nano Boosted Genji. Oh my goodness. Getting rid of the problem, but C9 is still pushing this in, Hex.
It's not that terrible, though, to take that trade right there because you're going to have the spawns, and you're just completely eliminating one of the biggest threats. So now they're turning it into a skirmish as Too Easy comes out on the Tracer. He gets a kill on Wolf, which is really nice for them. He eliminates the Discord. It's going to allow Fact and Fiction to push a little more forward and be much more aggressive. They're pushing this back.
They are indeed pushing it back, and honestly, I still can't stop laughing over what happened to Shore4 there. That was one of the most honorable sacrifices we've seen, and honestly, it's letting Faze come back into this. They're restabilizing. They're pushing C9 back, and C9 probably gonna have to just bite the bullet here and go for a full regroup, and they don't have much time, Hex. They have only 15 seconds, so I don't even know if they can go for a full regroup at this point.
Speaking of doing everything, Shore4 came up on the Bastion for a life. He left spawn and got killed with it. Now he's on the Tracer, but this is desperation time. Kaikai jumps in, gets Graviton completely, and gets that Factor Fiction trying to win it for his team.
Factor Fiction moving in once more, not able to get the kills he's looking for right away. C9 still in and on the point, and here we go. Dragon Blade coming out once more from Shadowburn. In the backline, has 2, 3, looking for the 4th. And it's not going to matter. Shadowburn has done the damage he needs to do, and Faze will be holding here right before last.
One of the things about Shadowburn, what makes him such a great Genji, is his use of the mobility. He's often always in the sky. He uses that kind of ledge exploit, or ledge glitch if you want to call it, where you jump to a ledge, you continue the momentum, and he's always just so far in the air. That's how he's able to get to those back lines so cleanly. It's why he's such a joy to watch on some of the King of the Hill maps, where he's always in the air, always in the sky. You can have 2 beam tanks to try to focus him down, but he is so elusive, so alive all the time, and uses that mobility to its greatest advantage.
Alrighty, so just as an update here, and I'll double check on my end. I know people are mentioning about stream quality and all the rest, but everything looks fine on the encoding PC and otherwise. Like every now and then it screws up, but I think that it just might be something to do with all the internet stuff that's been going on. Slasher, I know you were talking about it before, where there's nodes getting in and all the rest. It might be affecting stuff on Twitch. I don't really know, but
Twitch does look a little odd currently.
Is it just the stream or other streams as well?
Other streams too.
Okay, so I was gonna say, because if it's on our end, I'll more than willingly restart the stream, but I think it's just a case where it's a bad day for the internet.
Yeah, there was a giant infographic about all the websites getting hit right now, so it's apparently just an infrastructure problem, but we generally, or you generally, or more accurately, have the best Overwatch stream on the internet, so not our end. Blame, I don't know, the internet, blame hackers, blame Samba.
Consider only victory. Make defeat an impossibility in your life.
All right, so we are moving in here into the second round. Faze able to hold things out at the very end. C9, though, definitely had their moments. They were relying a little bit on Sheer4 to get things going. But we'll see how the defense works out here. Sheer4 will be representing the Mei early on here on Gibraltar. You don't always see Mei here, but I still think it's not the worst case, especially if teams do try and go through the underpass.
Probably one advantage that Cloud9 has just roster-wise and hero-wise over this Faze squad is that they do have players who run a very good Mei. I've yet to be impressed by Shadowburn's Mei, at least not on the level I am of his Genji, so that could be a pick that changes the scope of the battlefield a little bit. We'll see what he wants to get done here on the defensive Mei. It's going to be interesting to see where the offense tries to rotate through. You can kind of avoid this if you just all come through top and server room.
There are multiple ways of approaching Gibraltar. I think a lot of times there's cases where teams will go super finesse and try and go through server room, go all the way around in almost reverse positions.
Yeah, they're going
right
all
now.
the way
You
back.
take a look at Faze. I feel like they're going just more standard here and just waiting for Shadowburn to build ult and almost going for a more brute force approach. But we will have to see. Lots of ways of going at this, especially if you get stopped a few times. And for now, it's like they're going more over the top.
Yeah, they pushed the payload through the archway so that they could take a different approach and have the payload meet them up over there. They're going to jump down in server room. They're really weary of that Mei wall, which is yet to come down, and now they're in a great position to completely negate any sort of effect by the Mei wall. So they just completely flipped the script. That rotation around by Mendo, though, gets a nice hook over top.
He's got a nice hook. Shadowburn right now will be going in. Gets slapped right in the back. Not going to be able to pull a Dragon Blade like that. Gets taken out immediately. While this is going on, though, Factor Fiction swings hammer. Already has two. Gonna pick up the third off the Earth Shatter. And again, it has been the Factor Fiction show in many respects here over the last round and now into this round. Not sure if it's enough, though, as the C9 might be able to hold on the end, but they are starting to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, Forsaken and Factor Fiction have been playing really well in these tank plays. There was a Blizzard that came down early, took down two key components of this Faze squad, but they were able to kind of gut it out and play very scrappy here. Now it's kind of reinforced all around the draw. Here comes a Dragon Blade, though.
Shadowburn gets back to fight. He died earlier because of that sleep. Didn't get to use Dragon Blade, used it later on, ends up taking out Adam again, using it to just isolate supports, and 2 kills here for Faze. Much better chance of taking this back, but the Graviton comes in from Kai, pulls in 4 members of Faze, and Shadowburn finds himself without a team.
You just saw the value of ultimates being completely different because you had a Graviton and a Whole Hog come out for Faze right there. Didn't get a whole lot because the Whole Hog came out during a Transcendence, hoping for it to fade, but Shore4 also ice blocked his way through it, so they didn't get anything out of it. Countered then by Mendo's Whole Hog, which got them all in a strange position. Graviton to follow it up, so it's simply just getting more out of your ultimates for Cloud9. Got them the better of that fight over Faze.
Alrighty, so we do see Faze resetting here once more. A minute 25 left in the clock here, so if they use Sound Barrier here and don't get what they're looking for, this map could very well end right here, right now. So Faze, a lot on the line here for this particular push. Shadowburn now off the Genji onto the Reaper. So, I don't know, this is a really good opportunity for C9 to hold here. They're down Blizzard. In Faze themselves, you take a look at how things are going, they're being very tentative about how they want to push in. Shore4 picks off 2 easy, and now at 5v6, I think Faze just has to wait for 2 easy and then go all in on one final push.
I think they had 2 options, and now they're slowly running out of options. They could have gone in with a junk rush and hoped to get a nice big push at the end with Grego and Raucus's ultimates, which is now what they have to do. They do end up baiting out the other ultimate from the Ana side, too, so they will be going in with that advantage. I think that's kind of what they were looking for. It's why they were playing a little bit passive. They didn't want to just go in with Grego's ult and kind of go all in on that. Now look at the ultimate advantage. This push is going to be much better than what they had lined up previously.
It will be much better because they will have the nano boost. They'll be able to throw it on Shadowburn or Factor Fiction, either one they want. And the way Factor Fiction is playing, I almost feel like you throw it on Factor Fiction, despite what a Reaper can do with it. He'll have Sound Barrier to go along with it. Graviton coming out. 15 seconds left, though, so they will have to make their move fast. And here they go. Soundbear coming out here from Grego. Faze all in now on this push. Factor Fiction, not the one to get the nano boost, just rolling in, but still, it's 4 kills coming out from Faze. They are able to break the C9 defense right at the end. And they should be pulling this to the next checkpoint. It would take a really Herculean moment of stalling here from Surefour, and fortunately, just way too outnumbered.
Yeah, Rolf had an ambitious Transcendence. They're trying to bring it back. They thought if they could nail a Transcendence and get a beautiful Blizzard in, now they're going to still rotate in here as the tanks come back to life for this Cloud9 team. Earthshatter's bound from both sides, but it is still mostly Faze cleaning up. Rib with a valiant effort.
Goodness.
Hey.
Yeah, Rib making the most of it. Surefour actually able to get in towards the end, so this is a case where I don't know if Rib just versus the world should have gotten 3 kills there. Surefour, though, trying to pile onto his sacrifice, will get taken out, and it will be Faze getting the checkpoint. That was closer than it probably should have been there for C9 retaking that, just given how few people they are working with.
Now, a couple of the Faze tanks did get these forward spawns, but able to retreat and get out of there on time despite the very deep chase from 2Easy's Tracer. They are going to be able to have a couple of nice DPS ultimate. Surefour busting out the 76. We've seen him dominate this stage of the map in particular with 76.
We absolutely have. This is a callback to the gold days. Of course, Surefour immediately getting taken out, so we'll see how much it actually works out, or if he even stays on 76 after the next spawn. But for now, he's staying on the 76. You know, perhaps a little bit of prepping here for the next patch. Mendo able to take out 2Easy and buy a little bit of extra time here for C9, and we'll see if Surefour mixing in 76 here is going to be effective, which would be cool to see, because really this has not been the best time for 76 for a whole lot of reasons in general on this patch.
He and Shadowburn are dueling up top, but Shadowburn gets the benefit of the Zarya shield, able to take Surefour off the top of the shuttle. He might still come back on it. It's going to depend if his team is able to hold this position here, but here comes Shadowburn or the Death Blossom.
Shadowburn just goes right in, takes down Wolf, going now for the Ana. Get the double kill here, and just, you think about it, he got the kill on Surefour to start things out as well. Just all sorts of Reaper plays being made by Shadowburn, and as a result, Faze now in a good position to get through Hangar. They're going to get through Hangar and have plenty of time left to finish out the map. 2.5 minutes. They can definitely do this, and yet, on the same note, you think about how teams have held here on the last for C9, or last on Gibraltar, it's not necessarily all lost here for C9 either.
This time they did get those spawns again and were punished for it as Mendo and Rolf get picked off immediately with those forward spawns. A little bit rough there. Last time Kaikai did throw down a kind of a late Graviton where his team was distracted trying to deal with Shadowburn, who had just rotated into room, so they weren't able to clean that up. However, they only had to burn a couple ultimates there. Surefour on the McCree, it's what they usually use to bring it back.
All right, Graviton is out here from Faze. Factor Fiction with the nano boost doesn't get anything of it, just had to be pushed back because of the whole hog, but gets the 4-man Earthshatter, looking for it, sets his team up for 2 kills. As Faze right now still in a pretty good position, they are slowly picking apart the remaining members of the C9 defense. Shadowburn gets that backline, and it's Rolf taking him out before the Dragon Blade can come out, but still, momentum-wise, everything in favor of Faze right now.
Rolf is going to try his best, but he has a very small health pool. A nice hook onto the Diva there to prevent the stall out from 2Easy, just taking him out of position to even delay that map. That is going to be Faze taking the first map.
And that might be a little bit of a heartbreaker there, because C9, you think about it, they were 15 seconds away from getting the hold on first.
Yeah.
So C9 arguably kind of let this one get away from them, where they could have shocked Faze with that early defense.
Conversely, Faze was about 20 seconds away from holding first too until their desperation Surefour play of the game. This might be it, yeah. They would not have used this combo in any other situation except that it was the last push, because before this Dragon Blade went off, they'd lost 3 players immediately before it. But backs against the wall, they had to use the Ana boost onto Surefour's Genji. There are worse people to put the Ana boost on than Surefour's Genji. He was able to clean it up and get through that. But both teams struggling through first, only able to get it on their final pushes.
All right, so what we're going to do here, we'll be back with Slasher's thoughts on this in just a moment. We are going to restart the stream. Okay. Just even though I'm pretty sure it's the general internet, I at least want to rule out everything here because people are still complaining and all the rest. So if it's not just